Hey Steelers Nation, I'm back behind the camera for the first time in a while. I hope you guys have been enjoying all of the highlight shows that we've been making from the coach's film. And as a result, I've gained so much extra knowledge I want to bring to you as far as three things the Pittsburgh Steelers need to change from last season to be able to win the Super Bowl this season. And it really does come down to three fundamental factors here. The first one, the Pittsburgh Steelers are not unique in this problem. It's kind of becoming a pandemic across the league, but it is a real problem. Just because everyone has it doesn't mean it's not a problem. So that is, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a tremendously high rate that their drives either end in a 3-and-out or an attempt at points, which doesn't necessarily mean you hit the field goal, but it ends with an attempt at points. So the reason that's good is it means that you're not doing a lot of turnovers. Very good. The problem with it is the 3-and-out rate is through the roof. This team, if they get the first down, is incredibly good at just keep matriculating ball down the field. The problem is the first down. And that is the first problem that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to address this football season. Getting the first down of a drive. Last year, they were nearly the worst third quarter offense of all time. And it's because they couldn't get the first down. They had more 3-and-outs during the third quarter than any other team in the NFL, by far. And when you're talking about making adjustments at a halftime, there's no bigger failure than having 4, in some games 5, 3-and-outs in a quarter, let alone the one after halftime when you have your recovery. So number one thing to change, getting into a better rhythm, particularly in the third quarter, and just getting the first down of each drive. Because once they do get that first down, they don't turn the ball over a lot, and then they get down into field goal range. Number 2, they need to be vastly better in the red zone. This isn't really anything that's a revelation. But last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers' average distance of a touchdown was less than 7 yards. Meaning that they had to get all the way down there to be able to put it in on average. And that includes some bigger plays like Najee's 19-yard touchdown, Pickens' 24-yarder, and guys, that's the problem. There is no long explosives in this offense, which correlates into the second massive problem. Red zone efficiency is one, but it correlates into a second part. The explosives on this team, and now this is including both sides of the ball. Offensively, we were the 27th best team, which means 4th worst, in terms of yards per play. That fundamentally cannot exist if you want to win the Super Bowl. Likewise, the defense was bottom 3rd, 20th, 12th worst in allowing yards per play. For anyone out there who's gambling, especially in a college sport arena, the easiest metric to know if your college team's going to win is the net spread of your offense yards per play and defensive yards allowed per play. Doesn't matter about strength of schedule. It's literally those two factors. And if you strictly bet the team that has the greater of the two on the money line, you'll have roughly an 80% winning percentage going back over the last 5 years. That's how important yards per play is. And at the end of the day, it's a metric of explosiveness and how well do you move the ball downfield. This is why it's correlated to red zone efficiency. You score points outside the red zone, everyone's happy and things are better. On offense, averaging less than 5 yards per play is flat out not acceptable in this league. And that's where we were last year. That's 100% where we were last year. On defense, again, they were in the bottom of the ring. We all can see these great plays, and the highlight shows are showing. Minka does amazing interceptions. We're getting decent sacks. But it's not enough. Because when the collapses happen, and again, this is driven a lot by Buffalo and Philly, but every team has 2 games that they wish they went away. Baltimore got dominated by Chase, and they're not down here. So the bottom line is yards per play, both offensively and defensively, need to vastly improve. Incredibly vastly needed to improve. And the number 3 thing for the Steelers to go from last year's result to winning the Super Bowl is the pass rush needs to come back. Last year, we were 14th in percentage of when a quarterback drops back to getting him to the ground. And 14th overall was definition run-of-the-mill, average as can be. But when we look at the rates, the Eagles got the quarterback down over 10% of the times they drop back. The Steelers weren't even at 7. So it means that teams are getting lots of dropbacks to get back. If the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl, the sacks need to come back. On that note, for the offensive side, we also were 14th in allowing sacks, which means we didn't allow sacks. We were middle of the road in that department too. And for a rookie quarterback, that's amazing. There are building blocks with this team, but there are some significant problems. And in the next episodes, we're going to address what the Pittsburgh Steelers have already done in place to address these problems and what we will be able to look for to know if we're going to be able to get this. Because the answers to these 3 problems, yards per game, sack rate, and rhythm, those 3 answers will become apparent. Are we getting the first down? Are we getting more explosive? Are we allowing less explosives? And are we sacking the quarterback? We will be able to see that tremendously quickly. And those are the 3 things that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to change to go from fighting for a wild card spot to winning a Super Bowl. And that is not out of the question, and it is doable. We're going to break that down in each of the next videos.